Hello, everyone.
So pushy.
Sorry, it's been about a week
Hello.
since our last conversation. Hope you guys have been finding everything in good health. So, my name
Hell
is
yeah,
Justice.
Judge Angel. I mean, you're Justice Angel.
Yeah, thank you. My name is
Spoiler.
Justice Brittany Angel.
Hi, Angel.
Ex-captain of the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, ex-state trooper, blah, blah, blah. I've done a lot of stuff in my time here.
Yeah.
That's not important, though. What is important is to discuss a little bit about how things are going in the future. So the last time I was here, I mentioned that we were going to be doing a lot of updates to the Constitution and legislation. And
Oh yeah,
that stuff
people
is
are gonna
still
hate.
going
She's gonna be a
full
thug for
steam
this one,
ahead.
bro. People are gonna hate her.
This Wednesday, we are going to, the state will finally sign and finalize the documents, and we will then essentially announce the new Constitution and how it will look to everyone there at a public meeting. And we will also roll out the new list of legislations that we are going to be looking at. We are going to be assigning some legislations to specific jurisdictions, and some will be statewide to start off with. But once this system is implemented, it's going to be up to the mayor, the Los Santos County mayor, the Blaine County mayor, to essentially implement them and provide them for your guys' relevant jurisdiction. Now, with that said, there has been some changes made to the system from the last time that we talked. And I wanted to outline them here with you all personally, because this will all very personally affect you on a day-to-day life if you guys do not treat this information with the respect that it is. And that is the following. After a discussion with some members of PD, we brought some feedback to a representative of the state, and we had a conversation about how chief and sheriff elections might potentially look in the future. And it was deemed a necessary and appropriate facility as well as responsibility of the requisite jurisdictional mayor to appoint a department's high command. So what that means is the next mayor will be responsible for appointing a sheriff and a chief of police for their respective counties. Now, by default, they will not be removed, so Barrick and Bones will still have their positions. But if the new mayor so chooses, they can remove them and replace them with somebody else. Now, something to remember is that they can't put a criminal in there, so you don't need to worry about some random crim just coming in and fucking everything up for you. But as these positions are inherently political,
Oh my
they
God, we're
are
fucking
going
cooked.
to be essentially delegated to or delegated by these mayors, and they will essentially answer to them. So make sure that you guys vote carefully and you campaign appropriately, because whoever gets put in next is going to have a big say over what goes on around here. With that being said, there's going to be mechanisms in place for you guys to keep these people in check. There's going to be mechanisms in place for you guys to propose your own legislation, for you guys to impeach authorities, anyone to impeach, not just a police department or police officer. There will be ways to keep people in check and a way to make sure that your voice is heard. And it will all be outlined on Wednesday when we formally roll out the Constitution, as well as the guidelines and requisite legislation. Does anyone have any questions about that?
No, that was explained great.
Oh,
it was bean machine.
I got
Never mind,
one.
bean machine.
Yeah.
Sure, what's your question?
If it's a civilian that gets elected to, like, say, like sheriff or chief of police, will they be
They're not
like
elected; they're appointed.
Appointed? Sorry. Will they be like patrolling with us, or is it just a political position?
good question.
It's inherently a political position. They are a law enforcement officer just like anyone else, and they might be required to take the oath. It's really going to depend on the mayor that appointed them and what their expectations of them are.
What up, Forte?
What are the requirements for being appointed? Like, for example, let's say like a serial killer gets appointed sheriff.
You can't be a felon and hold this position.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Whoever, keep in mind that there's going to be changes that come in. I was looking at a document, so I'm sorry if Angel mentioned this, but there's going to be changes that come in that, like, if somebody is acting, for lack of better terms, corrupt as fuck, there will be a process to have them removed from their position. So if you find out a mayor puts in their best friend because, in quotes, they'll listen to whatever I tell them to do, and you find out about it, then you can go through the process of having them, like,
This shit about to be spicy,
or, you know, replaced or whatever.
bro.
Or
This shit about to be spicy.
So there's an exit plan But
Yes,
if everything goes wrong, okay.
Yeah, there's plan that we have made it so, or sorry, the other justices, because I didn't have much part in this part, but the other justices have made a plan so that like there's a contingency plan if things go wrong or if people mistreat or abuse their position. So like if, you know, for example, Den gets appointed chief for whatever reason, and the mayor is like, yeah, he'd be a good chief, and Den just fucks around the entire time, then, you know, any officer can come up and be like, hey, I'm thinking that he's not a good fit for chief, and then they can start the process.
Okay.
Right, and this process is pretty encompassing. You know, it's pretty similar to the previous
Out of all the
impeachment
people,
protocols, but there's even more
out of
room within them.
everyone in
So,
here,
gross incompetence, dereliction of duty, you know, committing criminal acts, general corruption. Like, there's a lot of things that someone could be impeached for and have punishments assigned to them for by an independent third-party review. So, there's checks and balances in place to ensure that they don't do terrible, horrible things. But I will also say this: the onus is on you guys to understand that you are a political power, and that you are a voting bloc, and that you should vote for people who will have your best interests in mind. Not only as a law enforcement officer, but as a citizen of the Los Santos County or Blaine County, depending on where you are. So it's imperative that you treat the system with the respect that it deserves, because if you just ignore it and let whoever get elected, you very well could be sleepwalking.
bro, this about to be
yourself
spicy,
into a
bro.
nightmare.
I'm about to have to start sucking dick
You
for
know,
this
try and
whole
take
week,
an active
bro.
interest in who gets
Nino,
this position,
hey,
because they're gonna be
Nino, how you
they're
doing?
gonna be
Hey,
involved in
hey,
your life for the next
my
3
guy,
months,
Nino,
whether you're
my,
elected or
bro.
or impeached.
That's how it's gonna be this whole week, bro.
To get to Den's question here in a second, the main point of the process was because it's been a concern for years, not just since we came back, but for a long time, that what if somebody goes into a position of power, be it, you know, the council, the mayor, deputy mayor, you know, a justice, a judge, whoever. What if they go into a position and they're not trusted, or, you know, multiple people feel as though they're abusing their duties or whatever? It's pretty much to say everybody is going to be held to a certain standard at a certain point, that we don't really want people to feel like that there's a way to address it instead of feeling like the world is over for the next several months or whatever.
I understand.
What up, Den?
What's your question,
Quick question. Just to clarify, for you to be appointed that position, like for instance, sheriff or chief, you would have to be a police officer, or can it just be like any?
No.
Okay.
Anyone that does not have a felony on their record is eligible for appointment.
Does that include expungements?
Recent
Yes,
expungements
you can
too?
be expunged. Yes, that's true.
Wow. Spicy.
Hey,
All I think about is
boys,
Bobby
hey,
Charles since
boys,
you
it's
guys
been
started talking about
it's
it.
been an honor,
If you don't
boys.
want Bobby Charles, then don't.
Boys,
fucking
it's
vote
been
for him.
Yeah, there have been a few names on
boys, it's been an honor, boys. It's been
Carmine, Fingal Dan, Bobby Charles, Den,
it's
people like that.
been an
What's
honor.
that, Maeve? What's your question?
It's been an honor, bro. It's been an honor, bro. It's been an honor. It's been an honor. It's been such an honor. You know what?
It's going to be a public vote on who becomes the mayor for the county.